What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. I am back on the road because I thought about waiting until tomorrow to go back to my baby, but I miss my baby so much. Shout out to Miss Tracy, my wonderful bride for 20 years, and the fact that I have now known her for 40 years. That is insane for me to even say that the woman I'm with I have known for 40 years. Whew. Wow. What that really says is I'm really old and really loyal. Anyway, gonna be driving down the road doing a little bit of thinking. Unfortunately, it's like 7:30 at night, so it will be getting dark. Probably about another half hour or so. So doing videos is not going to be easy. I got my road dog Joe Boo, and I have to say I'm missing my gang here, Cowboys Mafia. But it was so much fun to, at this midpoint roughly of the offseason, to get to hang out with the guys and stuff. And it makes me realize, seeing Wrecking Ball and crew and all the people and everything else, I haven't been able to get back to Dallas for a while. I know you Eagle fans or Cowboy haters say, you've never been to Dallas. No, that's some bullshit. I have not one but two paving stones there actually around the stadium when it was first opened. So take that, haters. But I'm definitely got to get back to Dallas for a couple of games and hang out with all my people and stuff in there. My first question to you is, has this brought you guys, has this soothed the savage beast that is the Dallas Cowboys fan base? Because it's been ugly, okay? It's been awful, to say the least, being a Cowboy fan recently, because we've got nothing but bad news. So at least we have the draft. My son, Philly 500, is doing Philly 500 things, which is saying, you guys didn't do anything to help yourself. You guys stink. You guys, he literally told me, get your wife to start working on a t-shirt for the 25 season because 24 is going to be terrible. But just like the draft comes around every year, so does the weather front of hot air of Philly 500, talking about how the Cowboys haven't done anything. That's literally what always happens. But the thing is the Cowboys, this was not a sexy draft. Not at all. But see, regardless of me meeting, football is sexy, okay? Football is sexy. Incredible girls, not girls, women, they grown-ass women that love football. I've been talking with Monica from Football is Sexy. If you are, whoa, dude, wow, okay, car behind me, one was coming over in the lane, the other car had to swerve out the way because the other one didn't see. I don't know how this little teeny car over here didn't see this big white SUV, but he almost ran into it. Anyway, if you're into fantasy football or you want to do more in football and you don't like the male persuasion here talking all the time, they have a whole podcast that are ladies, and we met them at the NFL draft. They literally came over and trashed me. It was a Green Bay Packer one, it was a 49er one, and an Eagle one, and they come on over while we're broadcasting. But be that as it may, I want to start thinking about each of these prospects. Now, I'm not, at my desk where I can pull up highlights and do film breakdown. You got tons and tons of film breakdown that you'll get from other guys and stuff. But what I'm going to say is, if you looked at the thumbnail there, when I saw, I can't find the exact picture of Beebe, Cooper Beebe, but there was one where it looked like his head was scrunched down like this. And when I saw it, I immediately thought of Juggernaut. When you see Juggernaut, he's, all the muscles and everything else, and he's got the helmet that's down low, so it looks like his head is part of his shoulder. And that's what I literally thought about when I saw Cooper Beebe in this picture. I got to find that one. But that guy, this is what's crazy for everybody out there that's giving the Cowboys a bad draft grade and saying they sucked or they didn't fill a need, they didn't get a running back and stuff. Let me ask you this question, okay? Let me ask you this question, and I will do a comparison. Would you rather have a great running back or a great offensive line? Because a running back, typically, if you got a bellwether back, is going to get about, on average, about 25 carries a game, right? 25 carries a game. So that means he's only impactful for those 25 plays per game, so to speak, carries. An offensive line, on the other hand, because you end up having anywhere from like 60 to 70 plays a game, an offensive line is impactful for every single play that the offense plays. Not only opening the holes for the running back, but keeping the quarterback upright. And when you end up getting a great running back, we saw arguably the greatest running back in football in the history of football in Barry Sanders, who was electrifying, and had he not retired early, would have had the career record over Emmitt Smith. Not going to dispute that one at all. Emmitt benefited on being on, and don't get it twisted. Don't think that I'm saying Emmitt Smith was not good, because the Cowboys didn't do shit when he didn't play those 2 games to start the season. And if they weren't worried about Emmitt being the guy, they wouldn't have been playing him with a separated shoulder against the Giant. Emmitt was incredible, but he also benefited from having a quarterback and a team around him that made him also better as well. Barry Sanders didn't have any of that. And as great as Barry was, they didn't play good as a team. So having that great offensive line will open up holes that maybe an elite running back, if you don't have an elite running back, that a regular guy is going to be able to get through and get yards. Will they be able to necessarily break it to the house the way an elite back would with fresh legs? Probably not. But you're going to be effective with running the football. That's the first thing. And Cooper Beebe, that guy is big. Now, he played mostly guard, but they talked to him about playing center in the visits. That guy's a top 38 pick. I don't know how, and if you're a Cowboy fan, you got to look and say, the Cowboys did some incredible shit here. The draft fell the way that they needed it to. We looked and we said, my God, we got 3 picks for the first 4 rounds. And somehow we turned it into getting 4 picks and getting 3 guys in the top 40. 2 offensive linemen and an edge rusher / defensive tackle. Arguably, this is huge, because I want you to understand, when the Cowboys moved back to take Travis Frederick, this is what's funny. The draft grade for Travis Frederick in that move was a C-. The Cowboys got laughed at for making that move. They literally said, oh my God, you could have gotten yourself at center in the 2nd round. In my mind, it doesn't matter when you get a great player, as long as you get the great player. You got him on your roster. But they added also Terrence Williams. Now, Terrence Williams not a Hall of Fame wide receiver, but he was a really good one there for several years. And to go ahead and get that second player, where you could have just gotten one by moving back a few spaces, that's incredible. And one of the problems we've had, and you've seen us miss Travis Frederick. Unfortunately, the Haley and Barr syndrome took him away too soon. And the great offensive line of the Cowboys, that's when it really started to crumble. You need a center who is the field general out there and is going to be able to play lights out. Now, it's going to take time. He's going to be young and starting. But since Travis Frederick's been gone, we had Joe Looney who was there, who wasn't bad. He wasn't great, though. You ended up having, of course, Beebe, who was a 5th-round draft pick that we got because we made a trade with the Eagles. He was okay. You know, he had a Pro Bowl season, but part of that is because a third of the votes are counted by the fans voting. And we all know Cowboys, you know, every Cowboy fan goes out there on X and says, vote for blah, 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 blah. And they put it out there. And it's like a whole campaign to get these guys to be Pro Bowlers. And I'm not sure that all of the guys that we get as Pro Bowlers necessarily deserve to be Pro Bowlers. Be that as it may, too many times I saw Biadish literally sitting in the lap of Dak Prescott getting beat. Cooper Beebe, you know, out of like 1,200 snaps, gave up 2 sacks. 2 sacks. That guy has got a mean streak. He is physical, and he looks like a juggernaut. I love it. I absolutely, positively love it. And if you see Juggernaut, him called Juggernaut, remember where you got that from first. Now, the other one, when we were leaving the draft, and I was live, I was doing it live. The first night, before we got on the People Mover, I was saying, at first I was thinking, Tyler and Tyler, sounds like a law firm, you know? Family business, family business here. But then I started thinking about TNT, Dynamite. And apparently somebody said that Jerry Jones said that post-draft first night. I hadn't heard it from him. And I'm going to say, I said it first. And so I'm going to get my wonderful bride, Tracy, working on that one. And I'm trying to think of how I want to do. If it should be a couple of sticks of dynamite, you know, TNT, or if it should be, oh my goodness, let's see. I don't know if you guys can see this. Look at this. I'm riding off into the sunset. Look at that. Oh, Nelly. Look at this. You don't get this kind of stuff anywhere else but the Jobu Sports Report. Look at that. It's going down for real. Down for real. Okay. But I'm trying to figure out, do we want to do sticks of dynamite or like a whole, like 4 or 5 of them put there together with the number on them? Or do we want to do like the old dynamite plunger? Leave in the comments here suggestions. And Brian SoCal, if you're listening, give me some ideas too for a Jobu t-shirt. Dynamite. Or should it be Kid Dynamite? I'll see you guys down the road. Peace.